Welcome back to Hytale Lore, you guys. Today, we're talking hidden mobs. This was voted for in the YouTube poll. If you want a hand in what gets talked about next in one of these videos, go check out the poll section, the posts section, community tab. We got mobs to look at. Let's beat ourselves up just a little bit here. We're back in our lore world. We've talked gods already. We talked to Zone 5. And now we have mobs, which I have arranged right over here. I've gone through the mob list. I think I found every single one that is not presently in the game. As always, if you can think of something that I have missed, or if you think that I've gotten something wrong, please let me know. Either here in the Twitch chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube, down in the comments. But we're going zone by zone with this, or at least as close to zone by zone as I can possibly get with this, because some of them is like a little bit unclear where they would actually fit in the world. Some are pretty straightforward. Dogs and cats, I can only assume, would begin as a zone 1 thing. Not currently in the game, because there's no taming system currently in Hytale, which I want it so bad, because obviously we would have these, but we would also have, like, you know, actual proper mounts. Like, you can ride a horse, yes, but you can't tame the horse. And as soon as you get off it, it just kicks you and runs away. None of them have animations yet. These, obviously, already in the game. These are the moss horns. These, however, are plains moss horns. They've got a different coloring. They have little flowers on them. I've not seen these in the game. If one of you guys has, please let me know where you saw them. I would assume in some plains. But no, I've not seen them. Actually, you know what? You know what? Good test. We can just go back to, spawn entity. Mosshorn Plain does have animations. Look at that. Which means it's ready to roll. It's ready to go. Now, after that, we have this Clops. There's a few Clops that we have in-game already, right? Let's actually pull up their list as well. I'm pretty sure the Clops Gentleman is the one that you get inside of the little Clops hole that you can find in Zone 1. Which are very cute. If you haven't seen any of them, they are underground in caves, and they have these round wooden entrances. It looks a little like a giant barrel, and that's where the Clops live. Very, very hobbity lifestyle. And then we have the Clops Merchant. I believe this is the one that is inside of the Forgotten Temple. But then we have the Miners. We've seen this skin in the game. We've seen this skin in the game. We have not seen this one. He really looks like a minion. I would assume that these guys would be at work in the mines, near the homes they live in, but presently, as far as I am aware, they do not spawn in-game, even though they have animation and everything. And then we have the Mushy. Like mushroom, right? Mushy. I can only imagine that this will be a Zone 1 thing. It looks very Zone 1. And those like little underground portions that have mushrooms and so on. I could also see them like living above ground in little mushroom villages. I don't know, I'm very excited to see how they get implemented. Let's see if they have an animation locked and loaded. I don't believe they do. They do not. No animations yet for the mushies. But what an absolute cutie. Imagine like glowing versions of these too for the glowing mushrooms. Oh, that'd be so cool. Then we have the spirits. So these are, at least as far as the screenshots and concept art that we've seen so far suggest, these should be inside of stone circles. Let's actually see if we can summon one. Unique earth. Let's try one of these instead. Ah, here we go. So basic idea, you would have these pillars that are laid out in a circle, right? And then in the middle, some sort of crystal, pedestal formation situation. And then these guys would be standing watch over it. So the impression that I get so far in the game is that the golems are for the entrances to the Forgotten Temple. And that these elemental spirits are more for these stone circles, whatever the circles are used for. I really hope it's something magical. I hope you can go there to get magic. But regardless, there is one of these for every single zone so far as I can tell. Actually, I don't think that's true. Hang on. I don't think there's one for Zone 2. Then there's the hat worm that's missing his hat. Where did your hat go? There's a little rendering weirdness with some of these guys so far. Does he have an animation? Hat worm. He does. Aw, look at him. Look at him. It's so cute. It's so cute. So there's a hat worm. I mean, it might be in there as a little bit of a joke right now. But if it does make it into the game, it's got to be Zone 1. There's no shot that it isn't. Now we got this big old goblin guy. This is a goblin ogre. He was seen inside of that entity placement video for the creative mode before the game released. He looks nasty. Obviously right now, goblins can be found in a lot of different places, but I put him in Zone 1 since that's the first area that you encounter them. As far as I've seen, he does not spawn in the world at this moment in time. Most of the other goblins do, but this guy seems to be a notable exception. I want to see if he has an animation at the moment as well. Whoa. Are those flies buzzing around him? Well, that's just disgusting. Do you walk? Can you walk? I love the eyebrow animations. That's incredible. He's also got this anchor here on his belt. I wonder if that has any significance. It does not look like he moves, so he still needs a lot of work. Maybe the undead chicken, which we saw a lot before the game released, has not been in the game as far as I can tell so far. And then lastly for Zone 1, I don't actually know if this would be in Zone 1. It just kind of looks like the stone color that you get underground. This is a Grubel. And it looks like a living piece of stone, which is very interesting because it's almost like golem-esque, but clearly has a fleshy inside. But it's got like rubble on the top. It's got a little bit of grass growing through the top of it as well. A Grubel. Next we get Zone 2. I'm not gonna lie, Zone 2 has pretty much nothing in the files that is not in the game. The only thing in here is this. This is a desert chicken. It is in the game. I'm a liar. Anyways, Zone 3's got a lot more. Zone 3's got some really cool stuff. This I just put here because it looks like Voldemort. Does it not? I don't think those... I've not seen these in the game. This is just the base model of an Outlander. Then we have the Shadow Knight. Actually, we need to spawn him back in because he has cool swords that have also been deleted. There's this weird rendering thing that happens sometimes with these models. I wonder if he has an animation. He does. Let's pull this in. Ooh, look at that. Whoa. That was sick. Hey, do that again. Do that again. I'm gonna spawn another... Oh. That is so cool. That is so cool. That is such an awesome animation. So you could happen upon these guys and it would just look like they're a suit of armor until they do this. So obviously we don't know for sure where this will be. I don't think there's any current plan for it, at least not as far as we've been told. But the only picture that we saw of it was in a cave from Zone 3, so that's where I've placed it. And it looks awesome in here. Oh, that's epic. Then obviously we have the Ice Dragon as well. This is in the game. It just doesn't do anything. It just sleeps right now. So I put it here anyways. Let's see what it looks like standing upright instead of sleeping like that. So you can get a full look at it. Because you don't get to see it upright in the game. Let's see. Frost Dragon. There we go. Aha. This is what it looks like up and ready to fight. I cannot wait for it to do something in the game. I'm so excited. We also, I would assume in Zone 3, there's these guys. Tullux. This one has no eyes. This guy does have an animation. I've seen this guy's animation. I mean, they look like they would live in a cold, icy place, so I can only imagine that it would be Zone 3. Let's find... Tuluk fisherman. Spawn. Look at him with his little spear. I love it so much. And they also have these cool tattoos, it looks like, on their tails. Then we also have the elemental spirit for Zone 3, the frost spirit. Again, there's not one for Zone 2. I don't know why. I don't know why Zone 2 doesn't have one right now. But the Zone 3 one looks really cool. That's everything for 3. That's everything for 1, 2, and 3. Now there's quite a lot for this next one. These first few I kind of put in as a little bit of a joke. Just because they're in the model list. There's a crossbow turret. There's a trash can. And there's a tank. Obviously not in the game. I can imagine the turret ending up as something in the game. But regardless, they're in the model list. Look at these. These are the bramblekin. So the fawns, this is what they actually look like, and this is what they're actually called. They are called bramblekin. I don't believe they have any animation. The only reason I put them in here as opposed to other zones is because we were shown a very small glimpse of one, of this model. We were shown this model inside of the corrupted forest that is in Zone 4. And I mean, they've got very Zone 4 colorings on them. The other interesting thing is that we've seen artwork of them with white wolves, and they've got a white wolf on their belt, which seems to suggest that they might have hunting wolves very similar to how, like, the Trorks or Outlanders work with wolves sometimes. It'd be very cool to see. Then we have this very corrupted-looking Quebec that is called a Hedera. If I remember correctly, Hedera means climbing ivy or vines. And it looks like a Quebec that's been taken over by this, like, corrupted plant life. Let's see the animation, because this one does have one. There we go. Really cool animations. I love the way this thing looks. Eventually, I think there's going to be a really cool story to tell here in terms of creatures that used to live in different parts of the world, right? So the Quebecs live in Zone 1. They do have some rare encampments in Zone 3. This, so far, we've only seen in the gameplay footage that was released way before the game came out, in the Corrupted Forest in Zone 4 once again. It was right on the outskirts of Zone 3. Maybe it belongs there instead and it wandered in. But regardless, very interesting implications. Corrupted Quebec. Then we have all the Slothians. So if you didn't know, Slothians live down in the bioluminescent jungles that are in Zone 4. You can find their houses right now. They're very easy to find. They have houses. They have little watch posts that are in the trees. They even have some watch posts that are hidden in cave walls. And there's a lot of structures for the Slothians that have not been implemented into the game yet. They have raft houses that would float on the water. They have temples that are made of stone. So not their normal bamboo construction, but they're Slothian temples made of stone that are in the game files. It's very fascinating. And I believe some of them, at least, have some animations. Let's pull some up. Maybe I've lied. No? No, there's not a single animation for these guys in here. Wow, not even one. We have a lot of different types. We have the normal ones. This is an elder. This is a little baby, which is absolutely adorable. And then we have, what are they called? I think there's like a warrior and a monk. Let's actually look those up. Entity list, models. Let's go Slothian. Yeah, monk. That's the monk right there. Let's rotate it a little bit. Then we have the scout. And it's really interesting because the scout looks like on the helmet, like it's wearing dinosaur scales. And then we have warrior right here. Oh, and then we have villager as well. It's just a normal looking one. But yeah, really, really cool. Cannot wait until these get into the game properly. Ooh, he's got some scales on the shoulder pads there too. Those are dinosaur scales. I didn't actually notice that before. That's awesome. Also, I would guess coming to the Zone 4 jungles eventually, saurians. These look like anthropomorphized dinosaur people right here. They've got the little glowing fronds here. Let's actually see if they emit light. Let's do time set 20. Yeah, they glow. They legitimately glow. Oh, that is so cool. So I think it only makes sense that these are going to end up in the Zone 4 jungles. I don't see any other place where they could possibly go. They look like dinosaurs. The interesting thing is that the Slothians, they have those like little lanterns, lampposts in their villages that depict them above a dinosaur-looking face. I wonder if that's actual dinosaurs or if it's these things. And if so, how do they coexist? Do they get along? Are they enemies? Do they like live in different regions of the jungle down there and they each have their own territories? Do they fight? There's no like iconography on these people to suggest where their allegiance lies. But we get basically a bunch of different classes of them. So there's the normal one here, and then there's warrior, rogue, and fighter? Something like that. Let's actually look them up. I don't think they have any animations. They do not. Yeah, Saurian hunter, there we go. And then we have rogue, which has got like the hood, very rogue-like. And then we have the warrior with the armor. It's interesting because I'd never even heard about these things before the game came out. And I'd heard about like a lot of the unreleased mobs, like the fawns that we now know are called the Bramblekins. But these were brand new to me when I was looking through files and I found them. It was quite the surprise. Then we have these. We do have dinosaurs in the game already. They got added in. I've not seen these. I've not seen these in the caves down there. If anybody has, please let me know. But this is, I think, Archaeopteryx and then a pterodactyl. I believe at least the pterodactyl has an animation. Let's spawn it in. Will you fly? Yes, you will. Look at that. That is so cool. See, I feel like if those were in the Zone 4 caves right now, they'd be hard to miss. You'd see them like flying through the trees. There's some big open areas in those caves where they would be able to take flight. One day they'll look very cool. Archaeopteryx is adorable. I wonder if... It looks so derpy. I wonder if it can fly. Let's test it out. You do! That is so cool. That is so cool. So, we do also have a fire spirit, or an ember spirit, I believe it's called. This is a void necromancer. I suppose it could technically show up in other places. It just looks very Zone 4 to me. All this fiery garb. And it's interesting because now, you know, we've got the... why am I blanking? We've got the necromancy book. So we can actually summon undead of our own, and it looks like he'll eventually be able to follow in suit. But you can see the fingertips that are glowing right there. Very, very similar to... this thing. See the hands? You see the resemblance? And then we've got a flame dragon, which is just epic. This thing looks so cool, like living rock, living magma. It again doesn't really do much yet, but eventually. Oh, I'm so excited for them. I'm so excited. Now, I do have a few zombies over here. Somebody told me they found zombies in the game. I've never seen a screenshot. I've never seen proof. I don't believe them. Maybe they're out there somewhere. I haven't seen them, but there's a lot of them. The other interesting thing, if you go over here, leg. You get legs. You can use their legs as weapons. You see they're listed as clubs. Weapon club. Which is crazy. But yeah, we have zombies. These are aberrant zombies. They have the same glowing blue eyes that the skeletons have. And then we have zone-specific zombies. So I would assume this is kind of like Zone 1. We got Zone 2. So this, I guess, counts as the only Zone 2 mob that's currently not in the game. That's in the game files. Because Apparently these already exist in the game. Then we got a frost one here. We got a burnt one here. Oh, he's not looking good at all. And then lastly, we have a zombie werewolf, who would have to be a zombified version of the werewolf that we have up here on the hill. Because yes, there's a werewolf. There is a werewolf in the game files. If you did not know, I have an irrational and paralyzing fear of werewolves, and if this is ever added, I'll never play the game again. Are you hearing this, Hytale? Are you hearing this, Simon? Don't do this to me. He's got the same glowing blue eyes as well, which is very interesting to me. I hate him. I want him to die. I don't want him in the game. Oh, hey, Tulloch. Where are you going? Anyways, we've also got these two as well. So these are the Thunder Golem and Thunder Spirit. I already covered these in last week's video in Zone 5. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But this would be a Guardian in the Forgotten Temple entrance, just like the other Golems are in the other zones. And then I would assume this would end up in some sort of Druidic circle similar to this. Some Thunder version of a Druidic circle, whatever that looks like. They do have AI right now. This one can be fought and killed, which I did in the last video. They seem to drop the spirits, drop the essence of whatever zone they're related to. And then this golem does not seem capable of taking damage at the moment, but he's got a really cool like spin attack where his upper torso spins around. Then we've got this. This is the Temple Guardian, Void Temple Guardian. So we saw these back in the original trailer all the way in 2018. And it looked like a Gaian temple inhabited by the Quebecs that had been corrupted, and the Quebecs needed help defeating this golem, which was the player's quest. Nah, see, we have all the other golems. Earth, Flame, Frost, these are all discoverable in the game right now. All of these, because they're at their respective temple entrances. This one is not, obviously. And then we've got these that you can find underground. But this guy has not got any AI yet, apparently. And there's also this. This is a Mithril Temple Guard. So there is not a spawn location for Mithril yet. It is not a thing. It's interesting. You can see human skin back here. And then up here, I guess the eye things are just part of the helmet. Let's see if that's actually a thing. We can test this. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Look at that. The eye things are part of the helmet. So there's a human in this. And it's listed as a temple guard. So I wonder if there is another temple entrance, or maybe a forgotten temple, or something of the like, a Gaian temple, where these are standing guard. It's interesting though, they are clearly a human, and we do not have living humans in Hytale outside of the Outlanders, at least not currently. But there's more like this. This is a warrior quest, I believe is what it's listed as. I'm going to turn myself to exploration mode as soon as we finish looking at all of these, and I'm going to see which ones are actually able to attack me, okay? I'm curious. I wonder if this is hostile. That's part of my curiosity. But I would assume that this was placed in as some kind of quest giver, like an NPC. Don't know if that was just a test run they did and they left it in the files, or if this is something where eventually you're meant to find a place where there's actually humans, and he can give you a quest, because we know that there's those two NPCs, Tessa and Kairos, that are both humans, that are still intended to arrive in the game at some point. And here we have a couple more humans. Where they'll be, what that will look like, we do not know. There's also this, which I put in because it's terrifying. He's got no front to his face. A little bit messed up and bad. But in the game files nonetheless. And then we have the Void Dragon. This, I believe, is the only one of the dragons that does not currently have any sort of animation. Clearly, it was in the trailer and it had an animation there. It does not have an animation now. All that has an animation is the Sleepy Sleepy Ice Dragon and the idle animation for the Flame Dragon. But the Void Dragon has nothing other than these little lightning crackles, but it still looks very cool. It almost looks resurrected, in my opinion. It's got the tattered wings. It has, like, you can literally see its ribs poking out through the rib cage and the, like, void heart inside. It looks like it was deaded and brought back to life. Now, there is only one more model in here that I could find that is currently not in the game, and I hate it. It's the Ghoul. I remember going through the mob list before the game came out. I put out a video on every single mob that I could find in all of the footage and photos and concept art that we have. And I remember seeing this one inside of a blog post that was like testing model design, and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't want it in the game. I don't want it to make it in. And here it is. It's inside of the game. It's got the glowing blue eyes just like the zombies and skeletons have. I hate it. He's actually, that's why I'm saying he's horrendous. I don't think, like, this looks like something from some SCP game or story. Like, it does not look like it belongs in Hytale at all. I legitimately don't, I don't want it in the game. Does it have, oh no, it's animated? Oh. Oh. Oh no. Why? All it does right now is crawl out of the ground. I actually hate it. Listen, if its mouth was the right way around and it didn't look like something in a bad SCP game, I might be amenable to having it in the game, but I'm just not a fan. I'm just not. Okay. I'm gonna turn myself, I'll be so terrified too. I'm gonna give myself armor. Let's try this. I want to see what tries to kill me. Temple Guard does not try to kill me. What if I attack you? Nothing happens. I can't attack you. Okay. So they're very broken right now. Can you try to attack me? Oh, yes, you can. What did you drop? Bone fragments? I hate you. I hate you and I'm glad you're dead. What else can attack me right now? Do you have a model? If you have an animation, I'll actually cry. I'll actually scream. Oh no. Oh no. Do I do it? I'm gonna face my fears. Oh, you also just crawl right up out of there. Oh, you're dead. That was easy. Look what happens when you face your fears, kids. I know that some of these guys have models. The Saurians do not. Do you try to do anything? Ooh. Ooh. Wait, you got like a scream thing. What was that? That was kind of terrifying. What about you? Do you attack right now? Oh! Yes, you do! Okay, so those are terrifying. Those are terrifying and you shouldn't mess with them. What about you? You might be alive. I think that's the last one to test. Let's see. Let's see what happens. That's not. Wait, was it really that easy? It was. It was really that easy. That's a wild animation. They're crazy for that one. But that's our mobs. Those are our unused Hytale mobs currently for every single zone. Let me know if you think I missed any, or if you've actually seen any of these other ones inside of the game. I would absolutely love to know. If you are watching this on YouTube, we stream these live on Twitch on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. PST. We also do builds on the main channel. Oh, remember that you could use code Bradley at checkout if you purchase the game or do any upgrades to Hytale. But in the meantime, I'll see you later. But bye-bye for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.